Hey everybody, it's Thursday, and I'm hoping that you can hear me and you're not just watching me utter words noiselessly in frustration. We appreciate you guys coming out and joining us for the kickoff of our new Lamb Between Two Rivers campaign, although I guess it's not Lamb Between Two Rivers anymore. I don't actually have a campaign name for this world.
We're gonna have to come up with one.
We are gonna have to come up with one eventually. There was one a long time ago, but it's really lame and good excuse as any to not use it anymore. So that said, hope you guys are doing well and missing some players tonight. Some are running late, but let's go ahead and get started. Grant, how's it going, man?
What I have in my hand here is this turtle egg that I expect to find the duplicate of on Hot Springs Island. But if we take this turtle egg, I know, right? Give it a good tap. Gone. I'm the master of illusion. No, tonight I'll be playing Weirdest Dune.
I like
it. The best time was when I tapped the camera and it spat out another player's mouth on a Marcy show. But
oh hell yeah!
I'll be playing Weirdest Dune tonight. I'm excited to take this sad, stringy Triton boy and see if we can make a night out of him.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. No doubt. And TK, how about yourself?
It's me, it's TK. I just ate some herb chicken and a lot of rice, and then I followed up with a Neapolitan ice cream sandwich and a triple chocolate cake slice. So it's time for a nap.
There you go.
So, I'm they them, and I am playing Larimer, who is also they them, a water genasi warlock, who's their patron. I don't know. They're just here ready to have a fun adventure and discover the lost city of Atlantis or whatever the fuck they do in Dungeons and Dragons world.
Yeah, that sounds like the good excuse as any.
I did it.
Yay! Time for a nap.
My husband left the cake totally unprotected in the kitchen. So if I sleep for a bio break and come back with an entire thing of cake,
no one will say anything.
Yeah,
no judgment.
Y'all better not say shit.
Yeah, no judgment.
Wow.
Talking to you, chat.
Snitches. No. Don't even try. Good luck. And Josh, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing good. Tired, but good.
Oh, I just found this picture. I forgot. This is kind of relevant now.
Oh, yes. Garam Sin.
This is our little fish boy.
Garam Sin came from this region, actually.
Nice. I appreciate it.
From a long way through the deserts to get to where he was going.
No wonder he was so parched.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joshua, otherwise known as Beer for Charity, and I'm playing Calliope tonight. And she is out of her element because she is a fae. And there are no fae in the Land Between Two Rivers, so that's going to be weird.
Yeah. I'm curious. Well, questions about Calliope here in a minute, but yeah, before we get started here, I'd like to thank our channel sponsor, Tabletop Loot, for sponsoring the channel and all that good stuff. Go and check them out for all your dice and dice accessory needs, and use our code WebDM15. I can not mumble. To get a little discount on us. And so before we dive in, let's take a look at the big picture. So this part of the world is to the southeast of where the first campaign takes place. If you can imagine that as being somewhere, maybe. I sometimes try to use like the U.S. as a reference. It's somewhere in the maybe Midwest. Then this is the Florida Keys, right? Like it's a long way away, and there's a lot of desert. There's a lot of boggy coastline where some Yuan-Ti dwell and get up to whatever backwoods inbreeding sheep they get up to, and that's sort of to the immediate north and west of this portion. As I've said before, these are warm, shallow seas, lots of coral reefs, lots of sea meadows where a variety of aquatic grasses grow. The place is absolutely gorgeous, but it is also suffused with old magic. self-propelled magical steamships that have sunk a long time ago, or aquatic golems that have gone defunct and now rot at the bottom of an ocean. Usually D&D assumes that magic items are pristine and incorruptible as they find them, so that players don't get mad at dungeon masters for not giving them treasure and just giving them a rusted piece of nothing that used to be a +1 sword. But that's kind of lame, and I like the idea of these rusted magical items and creations sitting at the bottom of these ocean beds, leaking their old magic out into the water, thereby creating the kaleidoscopic ocean, magical auras of the place so vivid and so potent that anyone can see them without the need for detect magic. Now, this place is like a bay or a gulf. In fact, some of the Pisanoids who live here refer to it as the Bay of Iridescent because the water glows and is multicolored. And they live in various communities along the shore or out into the bay itself. Some of them are nomadic. Some of them are quite sophisticated in their civilizations, but there are a great many varieties of them, and they come from all sorts of animal inspirations, as it were. And Old Saltmarsh is where these individuals go to hang out on the shore and the liminal space between their aquatic world and the dry hellscape that is the rest of this particular planet as it hurtles through the Phlogiston without anything anchoring it to reality. So
home sweet home.
Indeed. And some of those Pisanoids, in fact, many of them believe that their place in the afterlife resides in a set of mountains that can sometimes be seen on the horizon if you are standing on the shores there in Old Saltmarsh. Now, this is a fairly common belief amongst the aquatic peoples here that whether it's a physical journey that you actually have to make upon death or more of a spiritual, metaphorical one that accompanies passing away. But it's a near universally held belief that those mountains have some significance to the afterlife. And so a great many fish folk and the like come here as they are about to pass as a way of seeking spiritual comfort and respite and the like. But there are others who come here just for the vacation of it or just to get away and do something nice and relaxing. Those of you that live here just liked it well enough to stay. And that's kind of how the place is run. There's no leader. There's no government. There's just a bunch of people kind of living in this day spa mud bath camp on the shore. And there's just some rules that everybody sort of follows, most of them is, just don't, cause trouble. And most of the Pisanoids here, this place is not rated. It's not a target. It's kind of seen as a place where everybody can come together and talk and get a mud bath or get your scales cleaned by magical lamprey or whatever it is that you need to do. Take a jaunt on the surface for a few hours and experience the wonders of dry terrestrial land, and all that kind of stuff. So that is the stage that is set. The waters here are dangerous. There are monsters in them. There's psychic brain coral and shoreline scrapers, which are jellyfish oozes that sit in the water and have like a 30-foot reach and attack your land. There's all sorts of messed up things, in addition to like the crocodile sharks and things like that, octopus, anacondas.
This place is going to be so weird for Calliope.
For one, right? So let's kind of like introduce get y'all's characters in, because I am curious about Calliope. Calliope is, correct me if which version you went with. It's the sort of the sea otter who lived in a fey realm somewhere, became sentient.
Yes, she is from a coastal kingdom in the Feywild. I mean, she doesn't know like where that is.
Yeah.
She spent her life going up and down the coast and up its rivers. And so she's a sea otter, and she was a sea otter first who learned to become an eldrin.
Yeah.
So she can shift back and forth. And her original skin, her original pelt, is a sea otter. And so, but right now she's stuck in
How did you lose your pelt?
It's complicated.
Yeah. How long ago was it then?
Oh, like
Never mind, unless you were about to tell me. Sorry.
like a week or two.
Okay, so it's not that long, but still, not exactly.
Yeah, she's fresh to the oceans here.
So this particular portion of Land Between Two Rivers, it's sort of fitting that that your whatever tracking you had done that you come here, where you're from in the we'll call it the Feywild. It's undergoing its own changes, and there are portions of it that have been abandoned, and the section of the Feywild that sort of leads to this portion of this mortal world is one of those places. And so awesome. it would have been like you're having to go through, there's a double influence here. The planes are so close to each other that what results in a verdant aquatic Garden of Eden on the the Hellworld side is a desertification of the Feywild on the Feywild side. So you're sort of like, walking through the Feywild that's been, old trees and dry grasses. It looks much more like, say, the hill country or, arid scrubland than the vibrant, magical forest that you're used to.
It's interesting.
So that's, unless you have a reason to know much about it, most people don't come out this way. Most of the Fey folk and other Fey beasts don't come here. All really is that the Fey who used to live here, most of them, some of them live here, some of them have migrated elsewhere, but it was not pleasant.
She's trapped. She's stranded here because when she was pursuing the creature that took her pelt, she didn't know she was going through a portal. She didn't plan on being here.
Yeah, you just sort of were walking through sand and then you're on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't really know. It's like a Narnia situation. You don't quite know your way back.
No, she's, and excuse me. It's a way to kind of set up conflict, but it's also a way to explain just how out of water she is.
So I think we went over some of it last time in the session 0, but recap again how Calliope gets to. You tracked your thief to Old Saltmarsh.
Yeah. Well, she was lost and afraid, and what the hell's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then she started looking for people that she could talk to. She could speak to aquatic mammals.
Sure.
But finding an aquatic mammal here, I'm not sure how reliable that is.
There are some.
Well, she eventually found this walrus crab thing and was very shocked to actually have a conversation with it because it's just the weirdest. Its accent was strange and it had all these very strange things to say.
Yeah.
But
the most common aquatic animal you're going to find are dolphins and dolphin variants.
Nice. Okay.
And almost if if in that week or whatever since this is where you got to Saltmarsh, sometimes they're super smart and sometimes they're just animals. But
I like that. Well, then she found some kind of dolphin variant on the way too.
Or manatees would be another aquatic mammal.
Yeah.
What's dungong?
Dugong?
Dugong.
It's a good dugong. It's a cousin to a manatee.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that could have gone, and
well,
so those are the more common.
Yeah.
Most of the furred, terrestrial mammals that you see, they are all you don't recognize them. They all look like they're magical beasts, chimeras.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of strange stuff in the Feywild, but if you go from that to this is all going to seem strange.
Yeah. So guess us up. How do you get to Saltmarsh then? You're tracking it. They refer. Every intelligent animal around here would know that Saltmarsh is where the gathering place.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they offer to show you.
She would have followed the advice of a dolphin, and I mean the thing is, depending on what creature she met first, she might.
You want me to roll it up? Let's see what you mean.
Yeah, because I don't know. She might not have considered them friendly enough to talk to.
Sure.
She seems like a sea troll, being like, no, we're supposed to avoid those.
Yeah. I get you there. All right. So Um, it actually
What is it?
the first thing you see is something that looks like a skeleton that has a bunch of vines wrapped around it, and it is clearly some sort of humanoid, and you know, you spot it from a distance. Rather, if it hasn't detected you yet, but yeah, it does not look like a living creature. It looks like a
Unless it's doing something very mundane and like, I'm intelligent and I'm living my life.
pantomiming the actions of a living creature, but is clearly not living.
Okay. You know what? She would have approached. She's curious and open and honest. Maybe it's a plant creature.
It's a big nasty kind of thing. It's not intelligent, and it's quite vicious.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make you fight it because it's pretty nasty.
She would have fled if it showed aggression.
Yeah, I mean, you get within 60 feet of it, 80 feet of it, it starts to like perk up and is aggressive. And you look at it, it looks like a big humanoid covered in creeping, moving tendrils.
Gross.
Sort of around. So that is, your first. But you would eventually, we're going to have to keep rolling on the table, come across some kind of aquatic mammal.
Maybe like a lizard folk with like really bright frills.
Plenty of lizard folk around here. This place is lousy with lizard folk.
Yeah, it looks like a parrot from far away, so she got confused when it was actually a reptile.
Saltmarsh, just right down that way.
Oh, thank you very much.
Like the gecko plumed lizard folk licks its eyeball.
Thank you. Yeah, and she's got probably the smoothest skin that anyone's ever seen.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone has scales or hide or whatever.
Yeah, blubber. I don't know that many blubber.
No, you know what? She would look similar to a drow, just different coloring, I guess.
That's up to you.
Whatever.
And so, all right. So that's really Calliope's cuts the montage of Calliope just like wandering through the coastal marshes and tidal pools of this place before getting to Saltmarsh. Now, some of you were already in Saltmarsh, if I recall. I think Larimer had already arrived. You were having Larimer come inquire about someone who, if I remember, someone who could read, or someone who's like a sage or something. Something to do with your token that you have.
Larimer, the problem that Larimer has is that while they do have a certain amount of charisma, and I usually put creativity in there with charisma, they are terrible at anything to do with map making or cartography. So they have been showing a map to people, asking where the library is, specifically so they can find better maps, because I think that we've all seen what maps look like when they're made by toddlers.
Mm-hmm.
It's about like that. Definitely looks like that. Also, because they're from down below instead of up above, they have very different ideas of where directions are, because they don't rely on sight
for
directions down there.
Yeah.
So
is this your first time on the surface?
Yes. In fact, if there's any chance that Larimer cannot get out of the water, Larimer will stay in the water for as long as possible.
They tell you. So Saltmarsh is kind of like built at the mouth of this lagoon, where the sort of like freshwater lagoon that's kept purified by an old druid grove, and the sea. And there's a lot of like, and maybe you mentioned it last week, like broken down buildings and all these sort of like things hidden in the water that would prevent someone from, say, sailing in, or just like it being open. A lot of debris there. But just to the west of town, there's a sort of like island that juts out from the mainland, and on there's two stone buildings, and you're pointed to the further one. You will have to get out of the water and climb up this small hill.
Then Larimer has spent, I wonder how long Larimer's been here. however long Larimer has been there and getting directions, they have spent like at the deepest part of this lagoon, like psyching themselves up. And every time they ask somebody for directions, they're really hoping for different directions. Like,
Yeah, sure.
you're like a secret, like underwater way in, or
Yeah, everybody's kind of like, not really. You know, it's not that long of a walk. You dry out.
But if I were underwater the entire time, what if?
I mean, like, so in that time period, the best they've been able to do is someone's found an old like stone box that they could put you in with water and then carry you. But they're asking for a lot of money for that.
No.
Yeah, they're asking for some.
And Larimer probably doesn't even have bones. So just like imagining
they accept gold here. Like most of it, like found on the ocean.
Well, no, I mean like Larimer like climbing into a box like a jellyfish.
That's what you meant. I was like, yeah, you could have gold if you want.
Larimer is dense but flexible.
Yes. Oh, sure, yeah. If you could squeeze into.
No, Larimer is like no.
That's the best we can do.
Oh, what if? Okay, I do not have much gold, but if I give you 1 gold, you will go into the library and get the books and bring them to me.
Oh yeah, for gold, sure. Yeah. You're still like You're so they have accommodations for deep sea peoples.
How many books for 1 gold?
Oh, this you're talking to I don't know, talking like maybe another like a crab person maybe, or a lobster person or something. And they're like a stack.
A stack. A stack. How many for 2 stacks?
Was two gold.
Larimer will like take out a pouch and like there's like 25 gold in it. And it's just like, could you bring me as many books as this gold will buy? As much as this many?
Oh yeah.
This many?
Yeah. I mean, he knows what gold is. He takes the sack of gold and he brings you books all day. But
oh my gosh, he really does.
Yeah, like I mean, 25 golds. He and his friends have to invent a wheelbarrow.
That's awesome.
But I mean, like this is in the the time for everybody. But there are some books that the sage is they're referred to. It's hard to get a name of who actually lives in the further stone house.
Mm-hmm.
They just refer to him either as the weirdo or the sage. And he's got some books that are on this like translucent, what you would understand as paper, which is actually jellyfish skins treated and made, and then actual like pulped wood paper they bring you, which feels weird. But it's both aquatic books and terrestrial that are in the collection. But not everyone that you asked for was either they had or would part with. That's how Lobster Boy explained it.
Very, very cool. I was genuinely expecting to lose 25 gold.
I know. I decided like this is a nice place. The old Saltmarsh is a pleasant resort spa.
Cool.
They got mud baths and mineral springs, and it's a bunch of old fish people who've come here to pass in peace, and people.
Very cool.
25 gold's a lot of gold. So,
yeah. I was expecting to never see it again.
All right. So Larimer's been in town for a while, and is I guess going through some of those.
Yeah, right at the mouth of the lagoon.
Yeah. All right. Where is Weiris then? Because you said you were accosted on the way here. When did that just happened? Is what you said.
4 hours ago.
4 hours ago. All right. Then let's see where Myrtle is first before we handle what happens with Weiris, because I'm feeling you're just going to demand some action. How about Myrtle? Where's Myrtle at as we
cut off for me?
Oh, sorry. Where is Myrtle at as we zoom in on the resort and spa town of Old
Can you guys
Saltmarsh?
hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
I can't hear anything now.
What have you done?
Oh no, we can hear you.
Sign language?
Let's see. We'll
I
wait
don't know.
for
I don't know American sign.
we'll wait for Anna's sound audio to come back. Hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's where we are, and we'll get.
Okay, I can't hear you guys for whatever reason.
Mhm.
As soon as you said, let's see what Myrtle, and I was like, oh no. Hold on, skip me.
Oh
Skip
no!
me.
Okay, all
I'll
right.
try to fix something. Sorry, fam.
That's okay.
Now you good.
It's good. We're good. All right then. I guess Weirus. We'll. So how do you enter town then?
Weirus arrives in town with erect and perfect posture,
Whoa.
adorned in ceremonial aquatic armor. It looks more like fish scales and shark skin than that. I'm slung over my back, currently sheathed, is a blood that is dark, dark crimson. It is my blade, Storm, the blood blade of suffering. No magical properties, but a sword must have a name. And I have a large shield with the shape of a kraken on it, but in the center is the face of the most beautiful woman that you ever did see. It's my mother's face. And yes, and I'm looking around town with fire in my eyes, for my gods, nay, my very ancestors that hover above us in the sky and have for eons and centuries has led me to this town.
Indeed. It seems like a quiet enough place. They don't even have a defensive barricades or anything around here. If you came in by land, you could just like crest a low hill, and there it is. Although there's not much to it on the surface.
Gosh, best way to start the adventure would just be come to the top of the hill, draw my sword, and like Lancelot, attack!
And then under the water, of course, it has, you could just swim right up to it. About the only thing you can't do is sail into it, as there are barricades there. But it seems like it's busy. There's people here, and there's all kinds of people here too. Not just say the Tritons who you see, but other aquatic peoples as well.
Is there any shrine or building of worship, or are we on the honor system here?
There is a building that appears to be temple-esque, but it also appears derelict and abandoned. And it's on the highest point around here, on sort of like a cliffside that overlooks the ocean.
All right. What I want to do is climb up to the highest point, and I want to go to that derelict religious edifice, and I want to leave every penny I have and offer myself, my soul, and my service to the gods, that my mission might be true and that I might restore my family back to their homeland beneath the sea.
Nice. So this is actually, as you enter the temple to make your sacrifice, you see that it is decorated in an aquatic motif, pictures of sea life, both long extinct and some that are still around. Indeed, like the altar is sort of placed before this broken statue of a half fish, half humanoid person with a coral crown and a trident and the like.
Yeah, so as I begin my sacrifice, I leave my coins on the altar. I draw my blade and I point it to the north. That the polar star might guide my heart true, and I point it to the east in remembrance of my family that I left behind, to the west for the future that awaits me, and to the south that our foes might be driven straight to hell. And then I return my blade to its sheath, and then I'm going to make my way down to the town, and hopefully someone will give me food, because there's a good chance I starve now that I'm penniless. And not a book to show for it.
So as you descend the hill, you can see that there's a sort of the entrance to this lagoon is quite busy. There are several clusters of fishing boats that have been tied up at a makeshift dock of some kind. The busiest place seems to be what looks like a large mansion or something that's half submerged. You see people both swimming in and out of it and then walking into it via various plankways. But most of the buildings you see here are stone buildings that are reduced either to their foundations or first level and then have other things built on top of them.
I want to make my way over to the mansion house that's half sunk. And I'm going to enter by land. And then I'm going to ask them, well, we'll see what's there. My plan is to go there and ask if they'll trade me supper for a song.
Okay. All right. So as you enter it, this is a, some sort of derelict and abandoned mansion, which has been flooded for some time, as various, watermarks on the walls attest to. All sorts of barnacles and sea flora accumulate in the corners of the submerged sections, which have been divided and decorated and arranged to accommodate a variety of loungers and other aquatic people who are sipping and drinking a variety of heavier than water beverages and just lounging. It's like, this is a room, this is the blue room, and all, everything in it's blue. This is the, other kind of room. It's color is, of course, a big component of decoration here. And some sort of pleasant music just plays throughout the water, or you can hear it both above and below. If you're on land, you're more like walking above these pools and have an opportunity to enter into any of them if you wish.
Yeah,
Jim,
I'm gonna.
Do we hear any steel drums? Do we hear any?
There's all kinds of all sorts of instruments. Yeah, not a lot of metal though.
That's true. Okay.
So
bony wind chimes.
Right.
Bony wind chimes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the quick note on just equipment and everything, because everything but semi-magical metals and the like basically corrodes, except for gold. Most everything that you have is either made from sea leather, like shark leather, clamshell, purpose-grown coral, kelp, or certain fibers that are grown from, like, say, mussel hairs or things like that. It's perfectly, there's no different from the equipment in the player's handbook other than it probably has a different name, but all of it will disintegrate if kept out of water for too long. So it's one of those things. There are certain metals, as I said, that can be used. And, if you like, you have like heavy armor, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Equivalent of chainmail. I think I look like Aquaman. I was pulling up some pictures of this like, badass Jason Momoa stuff.
Yeah, he does. He really looks awesome in that movie. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that, like, at least the chainmail you have is made of auronite, which is a semi-magical gold iron alloy. Its magical property is it's chain armor that's not gonna just cause you to sink to the bottom whenever you get into water, and not gonna corrode. So
I'm quite strong. I could swim with it.
Yeah, but you're also the only person walking around, and like it shines, right? It's like a gold alloy. It shines.
I have every light in the sky bounces off of me, and I just look like this heavenly creature that's walked out of the cloud and is. I'm gonna die this episode.
Is anyone? This is a theme with every time I run in. And it's always been Tritons that their armor is so shiny that everyone wants it. So that's the second time. Anyway, is anybody else at the tea house at this point when this shimmering fish folk of a man comes in?
Myrtle is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you reclining and relaxing, or something else?
Yeah, Myrtle is definitely relaxing. She is sipping very carefully so she doesn't break this teacup with her little claw.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably like chamomile or something light, because she wants to sleep. She likes to go to bed at a pretty good time, good hour. So she'll be sipping it, kind of looking around. And she finally looks up, and then she sees something shiny.
Oh.
And she's just not sure what it is. And she pulls up her glasses that have like little strings on them. And she puts them on, and she's like, with her claw, she puts her tea cup down. With her claw, she just goes, whoop. And just stares. Very confused.
Mm-hmm.
Also, is Wirris like, you said he was very thin?
He's leaner, because he is a youth, so to speak. He's a young man.
Does he have muscles?
He absolutely does. He's quite strong.
Okay. Well, Myrtle's gonna think you need to eat. Excuse me, young man.
Uh,
I am a knight. A paladin.
Yeah. Take a seat.
I sit with Myrtle. Respectfully.
Why are you so shiny?
For I have been called by my gods and my family and my kinsfolk to undergo a sacred quest, and they adorned me in the armor of my fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers, and sent me to march forth, that I might reclaim our home beneath the sea.
Oh, so it's a hand-me-down, right?
It is tradition that has been handed down, so you are both correct.
Look, you look a little bit thin. You've probably been adventuring or doing whatever you said you were doing for too long. I kind of wave my claw at like a waiter or whoever's working there. Get this man whatever.
Yes, of course. Did no one offer you a menu? Sat down under the tea here. I'm
Sure,
assuming
just
you're one of
sprinkle
the
some
cools.
flakes in the water and I'll lap them up. So,
Yeah.
Fish
Hors d'oeuvres. Then again, he's like a sort of blubbery, kind of a fish folk, blubbery, like a mud skipper type shore fish, and waddles on up a set of stone steps to where they're brewing the tea and the like in the unsubmerged portions of the tea house. And yeah, it's, you're not like, those of you who've been around here, the tea house is sort of like a co-op situation where, it's just sort of an honor system. Every now and then you help out when you can. You got to bust your own table, but someone will bring a drink out for you, on the expectation that, sometimes you'll help out and do the same for others, kind of thing. And so there's even just there's really just like a conch shell that people put whatever, the contributions they feel needed. It's full of like cowrie shells and pieces of found gold and imperfect pearls, things like that. So yeah, I mean, it's pleasant, it's nice, it's great. And y'all eventually have some tea.
We have lots of tea.
Yeah.
And so tell me, what do I call you?
I am Sir Wirris Dune of the family Dune.
Dune. That kind of rings a bell. Did you say your parents owned some land somewhere?
No.
Real estate?
We had a collection of settlements deep under the sea, but there was a calamity, and we were forced from our homes. And so we've spent the past 100 years above ground, drying out in the sun.
Hold on. Somebody just kicked you out of your house?
No, they murdered almost every single one of us, and there was an exodus. We are but the survivors.
I will not stand for this! And she, slams her little teapot cup a little bit too hard on the table.
Mrs. Potts goes, ah!
Right.
She kind of like cracks it with her right claw, which is purple, by the way. Only one.
Nice.
Listen,
Oh, I'm
you're
so
gonna
happy about
take
Myrtle.
me there. You're gonna take me there, and I will take care of this. Listen, young man. And she lifts her other blue claw and kind of like goes like this to your cheek. Listen, this is the reason that you are so thin, and we need to get your home back, okay?
What do I call you, wise woman of the sea?
Oh, it's broken. You can call me Myrtle.
Myrtle, I pledge myself as a bonded knight to your service, that we might retake my home.
I don't know what that means, but you can hang out.
All right. Well, I'm pledged to Myrtle now.
Yeah. Nice. Is anyone else there at the at Under the Tea?
Oh, is this place underwater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all of it, but
Okay.
yeah, most of it is.
Oh, I begin to sing a song of her greatness, too. I pull out my lyre harp, and I'm, like, starting to sing a song of Myrtle's greatness.
Yeah, everybody loves that.
He loves it.
There's this random person kind of like swims in, covered in rags and kelp, strategically covered in rags and kelp and other things, so that they're not very clear who they are. And they swim up to the bar, and they're like, "Excuse me, sir, do you have any food?"
I mean, there's a few, you know.
How might I go about getting some?
Yeah, there's for that person over there. Like, if you just stand by the stairs, you'll wait, or by the back door over there. That's usually where people come out. You don't look so good. You probably should sit down.
No, I'm hungry. And then they go swim over to the stairs,
Yeah.
and they're like, just like rub their belly and hunch over. They're tiny. They're like under 5 foot,
Uh-huh.
but strategically covered in kelp and
Sure.
other aquatic plants.
Uh-huh. I mean, yeah, around here, there's all sorts of fish folk. Most of them humanoid, but not all of them. But no one necessarily that you recognize. Although,
I think by now Calliope's realized that like there are a lot of like what she might call monsters. I mean, like not necessarily. Like a lot of aquatic fae she's familiar with, for instance. So seeing aquatic monsters might be okay, but she's still very wary of all of these people. She also doesn't know where she is. She has no idea.
Right. So eventually somebody comes by. Eventually there's food is passed around, and quite honestly, there's like mussels and clams and urchins all over the place down here.
Just like growing on the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so people are snacking on them, and it seems as though it's not a buffet. Yeah, it's just whatever's around. If you can, then you take it.
She spots one, and then like a little pale hand darts out, grabs something. Oh no, it's a rock. A rock comes out, cracks it open, rips it open, and then she just munches in the corner on it.
Yeah. I mean,
she's got her otter rock with her.
That you don't like. You gotta. I mean, we had someone points over at a table of like forks and special plier. Like there's,
Thank you, sir.
Don't want to embarrass you if you don't use utensils.
This one's over there too. Yes, like Ariel. She's got a fork. I'm putting it on my sheet.
Okay. So yeah, this place seems to be a largely just a place of recreation and socialization. There's not really any place to stay here, but there are places all around the seafloor here. So it's like this is where all of the attractions are, all of the services, and the whole shore and out, past the break are all like there's sea caves and sort of temporary dwellings and things like that, where you actually sleep and like. Yeah. And it seems to just be a place where, if you're in need of something, there are a few people who just live here permanently who can point you in the right direction, or it's like, this guy it's like everybody's on that guy just like moved into the beach house and now he sells, Slurpees or something, It's like,
That's dope.
Yeah.
Slurpees!
Yeah.
Oh, what are the
as I said,
Living the dream.
jellies.
Somebody's eating.
And so it's it's that kind of situation. So if you're like, where's food? Somebody just point to one of the tidal pools that's there. Like, where's there to sleep? Well, like most people just find a quiet place on the seafloor, or in one of the caves nearby. A few people like live in these houses, but not many.
Yeah, she's been feeling a little weird about the water. You know how kind of like when you go to somewhere foreign and you get a cold because the air is different and there's different bacteria. Well, that's kind of happening to her. She's kind of getting over being sick after coming here.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's kind of like, say what?
Does she have the sniffles?
She kind of does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can hear her in the corner every now and then. She's like, it's you. Just like,
Oh, that's so cute. I think Myrtle would probably notice if you were like sneezing.
Yeah, she's actually extremely conspicuous. Like, there's just like kelp monster with its back against the wall, just like eating on mussels and like prying things open with a fork. Like,
yeah. I mean, there's some tritons here who are fairly humanish.
Okay.
But no one has ever heard of a sea elf, and most of the humanish peoples, they've been removed from their magical alterations for several generations.
She's probably grown up on the being on like the coast in the Feywild. She might have seen Triton travelers.
Certainly, yeah.
She's also from a court, like a king's court, so she would have seen some weird.
You're familiar with you're familiar with Tritons, Ganassi. This sort of like planar aquatic peoples. Yeah. You see some of them. There's, in the corner in this gold chainmail.
She
playing a lyre.
She approaches Weirus, actually.
Yeah.
Weirus, are you playing the lyre?
I am.
Okay. Yeah. She approaches you.
I'm on verse 75 of the Ballad of Myrtle.
She takes out her pan flute. She takes out her pan flute, gives you a side eye, and starts joining you.
Yeah.
I stop immediately and listen.
Okay. Well, then she keeps going and helps you pick back up. She's got a pan flute that is very soon going to get warped, and she's going to need a new one. Made of like a really nice fine wood, and it's
you're gonna need one made out of like the mangroves that grow around here.
Yeah, poor thing.
Yeah.
So her keys are a little off, and it sounds a little funny.
Yeah, but I adjust my lyre so we sound a little closer. So I'm gonna tune it a little differently.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to do a performance check?
Yeah, let's go and get a performance check.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's and once we sell that, and then I'm curious what Larimer is up to after that. And give me a heads up this time around, TK.
I got a 16.
You're on deck next.
I only got a 10, so like it must be really throwing her off.
I mean that it's already it's been waterlogged. It's not. I don't know if it's meant to be used underwater, but
oh right, yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean you could certainly summon magical air to force through it.
Yeah, that's probably what she does.
But there's plenty of reeds around here. You could easily make a new one.
She will.
And so, but the performance is appreciated, and if someone gets tired, somebody else picks back up. This is a very chill place, and it has the feel of like a really big fancy aquarium.
Nice.
It's like everybody's just kind of like lazily swimming about. Some rooms are large, and people and some of the attendants there are moving the entire time. Others are more, there's octopus people and other. There's at least one just octopus hanging out there. So it's that kind of place. About half a dozen rooms or so.
Okay.
And so the music kind of carries throughout, and people come and go. And life, the pace of life here, even if it's only your first day, is decidedly slow and unrushed, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And where do we find Larimer during this? Because you can hear the tea house is especially kind of hopping today. Seems particularly busy. Lots of music coming from there.
It's lit.
Yeah.
It's on fire underwater.
Lit is like the least welcoming thing for a deep sea creature. It's just like, oh, this is scary. Oh.
Yeah.
Larimer has probably been going through books and maps for a little while, looking specifically for a symbol that matches an ocarina that they found.
Okay. There is enough in what you've been researching this last week. I'm not gonna make you roll. If all you've been doing is reading and studying.
Oh yeah.
There's enough there that there's more to uncover. There's enough references. There's enough. There's a lot of references, particularly in script. That what languages do you read?
Nothing useful. I read common, deep speech, primordial, and undercommon.
Okay, so these would be translations of Elvish into primordial.
Okay.
That make references to similar motifs and symbols that are on this ocarina that you're looking for, and references to the ancient ones, as well as an Isle of Light.
Larimer is particularly excited, and if they find any maps that give them extra clues, then they will immediately pocket those. And are my crab friends with the wheelbarrow nearby?
Lobster Boy is got his. They've just delivered another stack. He's like, listen,
could you actually take these back?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you wanted them back. Yeah, of course you wanted them back. Of course. Yeah.
Food. Well, a library. I can't leave them out here.
Yeah, you need something to eat.
Is there food?
Yeah. There's food, and somebody might be around with a basket. Or
and
something.
It's underwater.
Yeah. Are you all right? He seems concerned as he's loading up.
Larimer's like, this is where the water is on Larimer's face. Nothing below, it's like little bubbles of words.
Mm-hmm. It'll be in the water. You should probably get out. It's not good just be cooped up in this place.
I'm not cooped up.
Whatever you say. I'm gonna go take these back, and then I'll finish up. Be good. And he's like, deep sea weirdos.
Larimer's like, a successful conversation. I did it.
Is Larimer out? Visible?
Larimer has been at the mouth of the lagoon all day, so I'm pretty sure everyone has stepped over a weirdo surrounded by floating books.
Yeah, It's kind of a known thing.
This weird little trash monster on the edge of town.
There's somebody comes by. Have you eaten? Are you okay? It's like a kelp roll. So this can continue for a while now if you like.
Yeah, Larimer eventually makes their way to the tea house. When it is, at what point does it seem like the tea house is winding down?
It starts to wind down close to dusk. Dusk is everybody kind of hunkers down just because they have instinctual sort of. This is when predators are out.
Yes.
So dusk is when everybody gets inside and sort of a quiet time, and then later on during the night it'll pick back up again.
Very cool. Larimer is super disinterested in leaving the water during the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
So when the sun's going down, that's when Larimer is gonna steadily like emerge like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the second sun is just about halfway down the horizon there.
It was actually one of the characters I wanted to make. I wanted to make a creature.
Fucking love
And yeah, you can see little dancing lights and the like coming from the underneath the under the tea.
it. Ew, no. Lights are scary.
They're like bioluminescent. They remind you of like
Okay, that's fine.
jellyfish.
Yeah, that's fine. It's like Larimar has a translucent outer layer of skin, has no idea what the sun will do to it.
Okay, yeah.
But also, like, too much light in a concentrated area in the deep sea is like, no, you don't.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, I don't want to go over there. No, thank you. I don't care how many popsicles you say you have. This is danger.
Right. And so you enter in from you leave your aquatic sanctuary to head to another, and it's crowded. There's a lot of people in there, but it's not noisy.
Human people, other people. Please don't. And like anybody who looks at the door as like this, if there were a polite way to describe it, it definitely looks like a stretched out stick of chewing gum. Because Larimar, they're just very thin and they're very pliable and they're very tall. And I don't know, there's just something very Doug Jones about them. That they just come in, there's please don't touch me. I'll be over here in this corner. Please don't look at me or touch me. Thank you.
Are they kind of like humanoid looking, like a typical water genasi?
Yes, they're definitely like bipedal and humanoid. Like they do have facial features and everything. And I did decide just now that they are wearing clothes. So
okay, cool.
But there's something decidedly awkward about them. Like they don't super want to be here. They don't want to be all around these people. There's something about them that's just like, as long as I'm in and out, and then I just do what I have to do to be here for 5 seconds. They don't sit at a table. They prefer to like sit in a corner, and they have like their very long legs drawn like knees to the shoulders, and they have like a map in front of the knees. And they're just like, if I make myself small in this corner, nobody will notice that I am effectively glowing.
Oh, Larimar is going to be fun to draw.
Yeah.
Okay. Description: nice. Doug Jones.
So this is, I mean, it's been a while, right? Like, give me a quick recap of just what everybody's been up to during that time. Is everybody staying in under the tea, or are you visiting any other parts of the area? Just kind of give me an idea of how you passed the afternoon.
Myrtle would probably be telling them a bunch of stories from when she was younger, and how she would fight, like, like the bullies in the sea, like kind of defend her friends and like all that stuff. And then this one time ended up snapping a shark on his nose. He wanted to eat my friend. And I said, no, not today.
How big?
Not today.
Snapping a shark on the nose is good luck. You will give birth to twins.
I think I'm a little too old for birthing more children.
The gods will bless you.
Oh, you have
I'm a
kids?
far traveler. I've got strange customs.
I do.
True.
I have 2.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I've never known any crab people, but I bet I'd like them if I met them.
Yeah, we're okay.
You're sewage proof.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that glowing thing? She like puts up her glasses again.
Which glowing thing? Calliope's disguise is slowly deteriorating, revealing just her pale skin. She's also dropped the voice, at least around them, at their table. What are you looking at, Myrtle?
It's a very beautiful creature.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, behind you, in the corner,
Okay.
where everybody seems to like to just sit there and act strange.
Oh, my corner?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I look back. Is it Larimer?
Larimar is like peeking over the map and had been like, how far away are we from how far away are you from where Larimar is sitting?
One table. No, just
Which is fine. Like that's maximum awkwardness.
it's like the
Yeah,
Muppets take Manhattan.
totally.
We're just like
Probably
all
be,
right
though.
there.
I bet Larimar could hear you all talking about fighting sharks, and Larimar's like, this is it. Destiny. Like it's the moment any of you look over there, it's just like do.
What languages does Larimer speak?
Common, deep speech, primordial, and undercommon.
I'm singing a song in Primordial, which is the learned language per Jim Davis at some point.
Yeah. Primordial's is sort of the and common is should be read as Aquan if anybody has it. I know that it's not always available as a specific option, but
I speak.
Aquan is the common of this.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I should make it just common so that he doesn't know how to talk to people. But then I was like, that's not funny. Like, it's funny as a concept, but
Right.
not in execution.
Yeah. Calliope would actually have trouble understanding you guys. Like, there's a language barrier. She's working on it.
Yeah, you see a thick foreign accent. Kind of
Oh gosh, yeah, compared to them, yeah. Maybe it's like French sounding. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Yeah, right. You're speaking Sylvan at them, but like a little bit of primordial.
So it sounds like y'all are just like relaxing in one of these rooms here, talking for most of the.
I'm trying to gather a crowd
Yeah.
because I think the people need to know the story and plight of my people, and I need to rally the villagers behind me. Not that they'll come with me, but they'll at least root for me.
Yeah.
Maybe they oppose the idea, and that's fun too. Raid from variant roles.
Hey, thank you. So you're gathering around to tell them the story of your people. Now some of them are incredulous, and a great many of them are just like, what? Just a minute, let me move some of my aquatic voices. What? Impossible. What's all this nonsense? Preposterous. You can't. No one can last more than a day on dry land. And they just a lot of argument about what's
We have lasted for 100 years. 36,500 days. I don't know. I mean, I'm not good with math.
I'm trying to like actively win people over to your side, or just like telling people.
I have to. Well, the goal is always to win them over to my side. But if they boo, I hope they boo very, very passionately and ardently. It's kind of like the whole pro wrestler psychology. I'm a hero. I'm meant to be a hero. So there will be.
I mean, there are the Tritons, and if you approach any of them, or if any of them are in the room, they know the legends. I mean, they're aware of exiles and people who.
I'm in fact Weirest Dune, and I'm looking to take a squire beneath me on the day that I take my oath, which is going to be whenever I hit level 3. But it's
Oh yeah, we know what level 3 is.
Yeah. So they're squire. That's we're here for the wildlife and the sights. Nothing. No
the
fighting.
true wildlife is found in knighthood.
Oh, and they start. They're just like, hi. We can't even spearfish. Do you remember? And they go on. Like,
oh no. There you go. Yes, and that is. And I let them know that no one will remember them when they die.
Oh, they're super bummed about that.
I know.
Wow.
Not even me.
It's like a retirement community. Come on, Weirs.
Yeah, there are some dying creatures.
Oh gosh, no.
But there is
You're so mean.
As you guys are talking and sort of in here, you realize that some of the adjacent rooms, the volume, sort of the level of conversation has started to increase, and in both volume and rapidity. And it sounds as though that there's sort of a commotion or something, and it's not long after that a sort of clownfish mermaid or merfolk swims in and is basically says something to the effect of sails seen just east of here, headed this way. And sails in this sense would mean drylanders. Most aquatic vessels that fish people use don't utilize sails.
Calliope is going to want to get out there ASAP because she's kind of assuming she's still on the same plane, and maybe she's just like on a far off island or something.
Okay.
So,
all right. I mean, it's dark because it's the sun is almost completely set, and there's nothing really out here. In fact, it's actually kind of peaceful. There's just the waves crashing against the shore, and a few people wandering around, coming back from the mud baths.
Yeah.
But do you stick around out here?
Yeah. She's wondering if she can spy the sails.
Do you try to find a place to hide or what? Because the tea house is sort of like you could exit it and it's like ocean. There's nothing in front of you. You could climb up to a vantage point there. You could go up to the hill where some old building is.
Yeah, up in the hill. That makes sense.
Okay. So
she said bye to Weirus and Myrtle, by the way.
Okay.
And then she spiraled out of the thing.
All right.
Myrtle waved with her claw.
Cool.
Calliope takes off. The two tridents talking to Weirus eventually wander off. Once this goes, the commotion kind of dies. I mean, this is not. Myrtle's kind of been here a while, right? And sails, pirates, that kind of thing. Drylanders are not uncommon, but they're pretty rare compared to other parts of the region. So I don't know. People are prone to freaking out. But soon enough, Calliope, you do see sails on the horizon. Now, what does everybody else do? Calliope's run off and is gone to see what they can see. How about everybody else? Myrtle's staying put. Anything else for Myrtle?
Myrtle would have probably called over Larimer. Because I could roll for to see if I notice that she's been watching us for a while.
I don't think you have to. They're definitely Larimer is 100% that new kid at the cafeteria who didn't know where to sit. So they're like, guess I sit in the corner. Hope people think that's quirky and not fucking weird.
Yeah.
But also, please don't notice me. But
we've all been there.
Notice me, please be nice.
And they are super thin, right?
They are.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Darling, come here.
Larimer lowers the map and then folds it up and sort of does the wall shuffle, just I'm still not 100% sure if you're talking to me, but I will sit here because this chair is empty, and I'll sit at a respectful distance away just in case you're talking to someone else, so that you think I was just looking for an empty chair.
Yeah, you kind of gotta wait. If somebody calls your name, you kind of gotta half go.
Yeah, just sort of turn the shoulders towards them. It's just does the little wall shuffle and then sits down, and it's their knees are touching the bottom of the table. It's just
listen, you are looking a little bit thin, and you need to eat something. And she grabs a biscuit with one of her claws, and she hands it to you.
Larimer will accept this biscuit and then thank you.
And she pushes all the rest of the food, little tea stuff, little snacks.
Larimer will set it on top of the rest of the snacks and pick up the plate and sort of do the anthropologist
This is an exotic drylander food biscuit.
That's
Gross.
So it's crumbly.
Did you like it?
How high is the water in here? Is this underwater or?
It's half submerged, so every
Half
room
submerged.
has a portion that is above the water where there's terrestrial food.
Oh yeah, Larimar will like take the biscuit and it's like and then like set it on top of the water to watch and see what it does. And as it like dissolves into dough, they'll be like, thank you.
You're not from around here, are you?
I am well traveled. No, I don't know where this is.
Well, tell them. With your little singy-songy voice. And she kind of like gestures to Wirris.
Yeah, I retune the lyre after the plebeian pan piping stop.
Yeah, when you go to
So
retune,
rude.
you do notice, like in your pack of stuff, whatever bag you use, there's stuff in there you don't quite recognize. It looks like there's objects in there that are not yours.
In mine?
Yeah, like you pulled out your lyre the last time and just kind of did, but now
I'll
you're like
burn in hell.
Yeah, there's stuff in there that's not yours, including. I mean, you go through it.
Yeah, I look at it.
Okay. There's a what looks like
Lady Holiday's diamonds.
the largest thing is like a tube that's at this point started to warp and from being submerged. It has something in it. There's also like odds and ends, like a broken bit of chain, a couple of what appear to be polished teeth. There's just odds and ends, and like a couple coins. Those are just the
Bobbles,
contents.
nicks and necks, odds and ends.
Yeah,
Coins.
Plus this tube. Yeah.
Free for the gods. All right. I'll address. I'm looking around. Is anyone like looking as if they've lost stuff?
No.
And could you refresh my memory the name of the town? Wirris might not know it.
Saltmarsh.
Old
Saltmarsh.
That's right, Old Saltmarsh.
It's old.
When I was going to come to town, I wanted to come to town on a racing snail that just have it like disintegrate in the salt marsh. When I go to get my steed, it's gone.
Oh shit!
Yes, but I sing the ballad of Old Saltmarsh for Larimar, and gosh, I don't have one. Camp on Awana. Yeah. Old Salt. Yeah. And
Wait, what do you do with the stuff? Do you keep it? Do you dump it out? What do you do?
I'm going to turn it into the lost and found. I'm going to take it to the. If you'll excuse me, in fact, I'm going to ask Myrtle if I might leave. There are some items that do not belong to me that have now been found in my bag. I can either turn it over to you as my liege, and my lady, or I can turn it into the establishment. It is entirely your call.
Let me see that.
I give it to you. I surrender it, and I kneel piously.
And she kind of goes through all these things carefully.
There's a bunch of knickknacks, some coins, some polished teeth, a bit of chain.
Enough for a chess set?
Yeah. There's like a folding knife of some kind, real small, not particularly useful. And then this large and heavy tube that appears to have some kind of like animal skin or leather that's warping off of it.
Any initials carved on anything?
This one looks, on the knife, there is, let's see what initials are. Looks like GF.
Oh no.
It's his girlfriend knife.
My GF.
Yeah.
My GFE, girlfriend experience.
And so and then like I said, there's it's like It looks like a case of some kind. There's caps on the end. But right now it's full of water.
It's like GF girlfriend. It is the smooching NPC. We go. Yeah. So I'm gonna point out the initials. I'm turning them into Myrtle. Thy will be done.
I look around the bar. Is anybody looking at us?
Not really. Most people, actually, a lot of people left with talk of there being a sale. They just are going back to their homes, and those that have stayed are just like, yeah, who cares? And they're just chilling. They're.
You know what? I think these are the remnants of someone that's been disintegrated, and they put the remains on. They planted them on Weirus, so that I'll get arrested and probably tried and killed at dawn. And I can't argue this case.
Wow.
Listen, I don't think that's gonna happen.
What do you think? I look at Larimer. If someone had planted the remnants of a murdered individual on you, do you think they would try you and hang you at dawn?
What does hanging mean?
It's when they get a rope and they lead you out, and there's a gallows, and then usually they're like, they pronounce a sentence, and then your body is suspended until you die. Now, we have what's called the reverse one. It's a floating underwater.
You know what strangle kelp is? I mean, you know that strangle kelp.
Yeah. I think for Larimer, like the concept of gravity dragging a body down and strangling them like that is a little different. But like,
an octopus. I point to the kraken on my shield. It's like, the tentacles will get you and rip the meat from your bones. And
Larimer is very confused by Weirus just in general, because Larimer's not a fighter. They have no. I have a spear and a crossbow on the sheet. Larimer does not actually have those. They just came in the. they came in the adventurers pack.
They're artifacts.
Couldn't get rid of them. I mean, I could just delete them, but I plan on forgetting about them in 10 episodes when we have a fight.
Yeah.
But like Larimer has like no real concept of like warriors and stuff. And Larimer was under the impression that Weirus was some manner of performer.
I am.
So kind of just thinks that this is part of a story thing. So Larimer's been like darting their eyes back and forth to Myrtle, being I don't...
Aren't you learned in the great stories of old? The legends of our time?
No, I don't have much use for those. I'm a historian.
It's the same idea that the history is preserved in this inarticulate truth of song, dance, and story.
And Larimer just like sets both hands on the table. Is like,
I come from an ancient people. I feel like judged immediately.
Flat earther over here.
So this is going on. Myrtles, you still got the stuff. Most people are ignoring you, and Calliope, you can see. I mean, it's going to take a while, right? But there is a ship indeed headed this way. How long do y'all stay in the tea house, or where you're at? How long do you stay where you're at currently?
Probably for a little while. Myrtle would say that you don't have to turn this in. It's fine. I'll just, if hanging does worry you, I can hold on to this and give it to you later if you want.
Why would somebody give it to you if they didn't want you to have it?
Exactly.
No, that's just it. They want me to have it so that I might be convicted of crimes that I did not commit.
Are these crimes items? Crimes.
I think they're evidence of a murder most foul. Jim, is there any sort of insight check I can do on this nonsense? It could have just washed into my bag.
Is it a candlestick, a wrench, a revolver?
Colonel Mustard.
Yeah, they're not yours. You know that much. You can.
And we're an investigation to deduce.
I
Whatever.
mean, I would call it a wisdom
Okay.
check to begin with. If you're proficient in insight or investigation, you can add either of those. I don't know if you are.
I got a 21. I am proficient in insight, so I got a 21, a 19 plus 2.
Yeah, these are drylander goods. In the run-in that you had with them, where you're attempted, we were supposed to be abducted. There was a scuffle, right? Like there was a brief mix-up, maybe from them, but like it's that's about the only thing you could think of.
Well, are they dangerous?
That knife is.
Yeah.
I'll keep this. If nobody's gonna hurt an old lady, okay? It's fine. I'll take care of it. Maybe we should go look at that boat thingy.
All right. They will be done.
Come on now. Come on, darling. And she kind of nudges towards Larimer.
Larimer will pick up the entire plate of biscuits and take them with them.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel that. that.
Same.
These are mine. They were given to me.
I will get them all.
So you walk,
These were presents.
Onto the.
I'm just gonna add plate of biscuits to my.
Talk hard. Use them as weapons later. Yeah, thrown weapon.
Plate of biscuits. What kind of biscuits are these? Like English cookie biscuits or like Southern fluffy biscuits?
Oh my God! Please let it be Southern.
Yeah, they're the Southern ones for sure.
Cracker Barrel has a country
layered
special.
with like honey butter, or
yes,
like
and and they're like very soft and like fluff.
Yo, like that's awesome. Larimar is going to drop them in the water behind them, like one at a time.
Right. I mean,
they're studying how they float.
I mean, they float. The fish love them. I mean, like, they can eat them.
Larimar is pleased with this discovery, and once all the biscuits are gone, they write about it in their little diary.
Yeah.
Put some.
So,
dough balls.
Dear future Larimar, the fish love the biscuits.
Are y'all staying down where the docks are? Are you going up to get a better view? It looks like the ship, which has is not far from Old Saltmarsh. You can see it now. It's a single-masted oared vessel of some kind. It has a small structure on the deck, but it's mostly open deck. And at the moment, the sail is sort of like in the midst of being put away, stowed, and they're using their oars to maneuver it in. There are lights aboard the ship. You can see people running, or not running, but crewing it. And if you'd like, you can give me perception rolls to see if you can spot any details. But at this distance, in this light, those rolls are at disadvantage.
So, Jim, with disadvantage, I got a 20 and a 17. So 17 plus 1, 18.
Okay.
I got a nat 1.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the ship go?
Yeah, what?
Facing towards land.
What did you say this was? This is perception?
Oh, I don't think it says, perception, yeah.
Oh, okay. Dang it.
I got a 14.
Yeah, I got a nat 20 and then a 14, so it's a 15.
Those of you who are down the docks there, you can't really see that. I say docks, it's more like a piece of swampwood board that's been.
Aw, delightful. Yeah, Larimar will stay as close to the water as possible.
Yeah.
It's so bouncy up here.
Plank gateway is very bouncy.
Zero pressure.
Goliath, you can see that it looks like there are some sort of small, nimble frog thing that's crewing it, bringing in the sail, and two larger humanoid creatures. One of them definitely shaggy and horned, like furred with horns, and then another one seemingly metallic and composed of multiple spheres, it looks like. You can hear shouting in a language you don't really understand. and they park it about 200 feet away from Old Saltmarsh and use a smaller boat on the back of this one, load up, and begin making their way towards the shore. It looks like there are about 5 of them.
What kind of posture do they have when they move, if I'm able to see?
As you get closer, you can kind of catch a glimpse of them in the moonlight. You see a woman who has, in this moonlight, it looks like she has very dark skin. Her hair, which is sort of like a riot of beachy curls, is kind of kept in check by bandana. And she has some sort of weapons clearly hanging at her side, as she's got a baldric that is weighted down with them. And she seems to otherwise be wearing like a loose sort of shirt of some sort of light fabric, and then very, very tight, what appear to be aquatic leather pants.
Yeah,
Either eel skin or shark.
Does she move with like a noise that goes yar har har?
Kind of, yeah. They all have a pirate vibe.
Dang it.
But yeah, they all have a sort of similarly. The shaggy horned thing is at the other end of the boat. And then it looks like 2 of them are bound. And then a third, who appears to be, looks like he has sort of shell all over him and maybe coral growths or something, is guarding the 2 that are bound. And they're making their way towards the far eastern end of the dock, where there's other boats tied off. It's going to take them a few minutes to get here.
So I mean, they look like trouble, right?
They are armed and they are approaching, but there's, from what you're able to see, 2 of them are bound, like not like they're seated, so you can tell that they are like they've got a rope, around their chests and arms and the like, and they've been gagged as well, and it doesn't look like most of the crew stayed on the ship.
Okay.
I turn invisible. No, I don't.
I'm going to try to make my way back to my new friends.
If you dive into the water, that you'll be able to make it there in time. If you want to walk, it's going to take you a while to get back.
If I dive into the water, can I? Will I be obscured from them?
From who? Them
from
who?
the these are new arrivals.
Yeah, it's dark. The water's the water glows, but it's not uniform glow.
Yeah,
right? It patches.
Yeah, I mean, and she's got dark vision. She's used to swimming underwater at night.
Sure.
Yeah, she's jumping in the water. She's not as fast as her otter self normally, but she's got a swim speed.
Okay.
30 foot.
Okay. Yeah, with these cliffs into this depth of water, it's not. I'm not even going to make you roll.
Okay.
Otherwise, acrobatics is our default swim skill.
Yay!
For things that involve grace, maneuverability, that kind of thing. Strength or constitution would be for endurance. But for the most part, you're all natural swimmers who have spent most of your lives in aquatic environments. I'm not going to make you roll to swim. In the same way, I wouldn't make you roll to walk. But yeah, you dive off into the water and can easily make your way over to the 3 of them. Are y'all still in the same spot? In that case, you're free to watch them row in or do something else, but they'll be here about 2 minutes.
I haven't seen one of those in a while.
I ask Myrtle, in what manner does she wish me to address them?
Maybe let's just not pick a fight, We should be welcoming to everybody until they give us a reason not to. And then she doesn't notice it, but she ends up holding up the little knife the GF, the girlfriend knife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not even an inch and a half long. It's a tiny little thing.
Mm.
It's the gesture that matters, though.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's probably a bodice dagger. That's normal.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. And so others come out and watch. Not a huge crowd, but there are some. Most of them are sort of like bobbing in the water and the like, but some of them are out on dry land. Not everyone here is a fully aquatic individual.
If Larimar assesses the crowd, what does the general emotion feel like for with the crowd?
There is
Is it
definitely
anxious?
there's a bit of an anxiety and an anxiousness in the air, but there's also a bit of a murmurs of like, I hope they don't try to come over here and sort of start something.
So it doesn't seem like these people come here often.
Right. And someone keeps asking for mud, and wondering if mud's coming. Has someone gotten mud? So there's a question of that. Those of you who've been here a while know that mud is an elemental creature that tends the mud pits. But nobody explains that to you if you've never.
I thought it was a
Yeah,
different
it's
mud.
just like,
I was gonna say, is chocolate
Me
champion?
too for a second.
yeah. I think Myrtle's the only one who would know, and like the other three are just like, oh, are they? Is this a fight?
I mean, you see people who are armed, and there are others who come to join you, sort of at the front. You're in a group that would first meet. Well, you go out right there.
Oh.
Yes, you're going to meet them pretty soon. They're going to be right.
So what are these? What are these?
As they get closer, you see that
We call them pirates out here.
Yeah, the pirates.
Pirates. What do pirates do?
They mostly steal stuff and treasure, mostly.
If you have any booty, they will take it.
Oh boy.
It's true. They plunder.
Am I there yet?
Yeah.
And
So-
what is this? And Larimer does the around the ship.
It's called a ship, and that's called a sail.
What is
That's
it for?
basically, it's a thing, it's a very high-tech device that when the wind hits it, it takes you that direction.
It's how you can move on top of the water.
Travelers.
Yep.
Larimar is down that slope. Pulling out the maps.
Oh God.
All right. Okay. So do you meet them there?
Yes.
I'm gonna be
Yes,
playing
they
my
do.
lyre, playing my
Okay.
harp.
Okay. So they pull up, and it's the boat probably at one point was painted, but it's been years of neglect and outdoor have chipped it all off, and so it's this old kind of just a rickety old launch, and they tie it off, and the woman hops up onto the pier. She's tall and broad, and sort of with her hair just seems to kind of fill up your vision as she swaggers over and is kind of looks Larimar dead in the eye and is just, are you the welcoming committee?
Hello, ruffian.
Yes. Well, I have business here. If you would get out of my way and I can...
Just for a moment, could I trouble you for a question? You see, I have this map.
Not right now. I have
this map, and I know you have much plundering to get done. Do you recognize this symbol? And Larimar points to this sort of like a sea creature that's spiraling and devouring its own tail at the bottom. It's like, do you know this? Have you seen this? This map, do you see?
Yes, I see. Thank you. You could tell like there's a sort of a frustration and I don't know how to handle this sort of energy.
Larimar's used to that.
Yeah,
This one.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Sorry.
No.
Okay, I have this other map.
That's enough.
This one.
And she tries to move past. Is he like? Do you try to?
No. Larimar. Rude. Larimar will approach the next ruffian.
Okay, the next ruffian's bound.
Could I intervene?
Yeah.
I mean, you see all of this. Y'all are right there.
Larimar's holding a map in front of a tied up person.
Like they're
Still-
gagged.
Still dripping in kelp, Calliope kind of like dashes forward next to her and clears her throat and goes,
Excuse my child. She's crazy. Come along, child.
and then tries to pull her away.
But
All
I
right.
was talking to the ruffians.
Later, you can talk to him later.
So the two bound ones are. So you're trying to usher Larimer away from these pirates?
Yeah, Calliope knows that pirates are bad. She's
Uh-huh.
never had a run in, but like she
I mean,
knows.
they have weapons, but they're not drawn. They don't seem
Okay.
aggressive, other than trying to push past Larimer.
I
Okay,
mean,
well-
who doesn't though?
Yeah.
She made a judgment call. It might be the wrong one, but she wanted to
It's
help.
not.
The shelled humanoid with the coral growths stays in the boat, and with much difficulty and suspense, the water buffalo minotaur person like climbs out of the boat as well. You can see like shaggy, sort of dark brown fur, the sloped horns, kind of a great big gold ring right there in its nose. And he's sort of like pushing the bound ones along. They walked past you at this point after the second mount. Myrtle.
So they walked past all of us, right?
Well, they walked past right now, Larimer and Calliope. I don't think they've gotten to. They're on their way to meet Myrtle and Weiris. Not meet, but they're on their way. You'll get to them next.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be waiting.
Okay. They're here.
Fast.
Yeah, I mean, like they walk past like across a little rope bridge onto the next portion of the pier, and there are murmurs that are kind of going up through those on the crowd of who this might be, which one of the pirates is it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But approaching Myrtle.
Hello. How can we help you today?
Yes, I usually there's a representative, Ordra is their name. And you recognize that as the owner, not the owner, but the coordinator of Under the Tea, person who just took it upon themselves to keep the whole thing running.
Mm-hmm.
Ordra is who they're talking about. I assume that they're there somewhere in here. And she's like searching the crowd, looking, that kind of thing. This close, you can see that she has sort of very muscular, well-defined features. She's very angular face with sort of a bit of her tusks kind of jutting out of the bottom just so slightly, and has sort of deep green, almost a greenish brown skin tone, and is clearly sort of at home in sort of this environment. You can see that she's got all sorts of gear that you would need to survive in this if you were a drylander, and is indeed wearing an eel skin, half of an eel skin swimsuit, and seems impatient.
Yeah.
Ordra or Mud will do, but I don't care to talk to that elemental, if at all possible.
Do I fall in love with her immediately, or is it going to take a few episodes?
I mean, she's pretty striking.
Roll to smooch.
Yeah,
Roll to smooch.
Yeah, I rolled a d10 to see how hot she is on a 10 scale. She's a 9, like a natural 9.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there you go.
All right.
And you're there with Weiris is there with as Myrtle's talking to her, and they're trying to move past her. I guess Myrtle's kind of big. You're a big crab person. Just can I?
Yeah. Listen, I could take you to them.
That would do nicely. Thank you.
Of course. Follow me. And then she kind of walks towards Under the Tea with her little peg leg. And she looks at Weiris. Honey, wipe that drool off your face. This way. And she kind of like she lures them more like into the place because she knows the owner. Like she frequents Under the Tea.
Oh, yeah. Well, as you do.
Yeah. Now tell me, darling, what brings you here?
Well, as she's sort of like waiting, y'all are waiting for Ordra. These two, and she references the bound ones. They say that they accosted one of your citizens, people. Regardless, they stole something from me, and in the altercation, lost it. I want it back, and to make example of these two, if necessary.
And she gets closer to the bound ones. Listen, have you guys been causing trouble for us?
I mean, they're bound and gagged and seem full of contempt and resentment.
Mm-hmm. I hope you guys learn a lesson. And she like snaps in front of their faces.
I mean, they seem legit scared of you. Like when you get up in their face, like you're not trying to intimidate them, I guess, but they are. They seem a lot of their sort of fire cools as they come like inches away from a giant snapping clawed crab person, and they're mumbling something. Do you speak Orcish? I don't think so. I don't think anybody here speaks the
I don't even know what languages I speak.
Yeah.
Aquan and Common, but Aquan is Common, so maybe
just Aquan. Probably.
I have to chastise Myrtle just a little. I mean, you are my liege and my lady, and you are wise, but we cannot menace their prisoners.
That's a big word, honey. Even for you.
It's as many syllables as your name.
Listen.
Shares a lot of common letters.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you still have that drool on your face.
That's my moisture.
Why do you sound so nervous?
My precious moisture.
Darling, what was your name? And she gestures to said pirate.
Call me Bellet.
Bellet. All right.
Could you spell that in the chat, Jim?
Yeah. And as she has the look of someone who is not well, she seems dangerous, like that's just normal, but she has the look of someone whose patience is wearing thin. She's sort of like clearly looking around for the people that she's here to meet. Eventually Ordra does make an appearance, and they have a sort of a hushed and tense, seems like a tense conversation.
Can I listen in?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that. Anybody who wants to listen, give me the perception roll. I guess if Weiris is there. What about Calliope and Larimer? Because they walked past you and then seemed to leave with Weiris and Myrtle.
Well, I mean, Calliope didn't she's not holding Larimer back. She's just moved them out of the way so that they wouldn't get pirated.
The whole crew?
Yeah. Because Calliope knows.
No, the whole crew went with them.
Oh, really?
Did they? That's a question.
No, the just the two that came.
Okay.
On board. There's still someone in the boat, and then the rest of the crew is on their big ship. They didn't.
Right. Because they brought the what do you call that?
Launch. The
person in the boat.
Dinghy. Yeah.
Oh, little boat. Are you going anywhere? No, I don't think
you
so.
can tell that they're just annoyed, just ugh.
This symbol, this map, do you know?
What is that? Yeah, he speaks to you in Aquan, refers to that. No, I don't recognize it. He didn't even look.
What about this map?
No, I don't recognize it.
Okay, this map. I have 3 or 4 more. Just give me a few moments.
Just bring it along, and he after the third map comes out, he's actually curious and starts to come over and is actually spins, and it seems legitimately interested. After a while, something changed. You changed in his demeanor. You could tell, and he comes over. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where did you find these? You're just asking a lot of questions like that.
The library. I found these in the library.
There's a library?
It's fascinating. You give them 25 gold and you can get anything.
Yeah, that's...
Around midday, I just sent them for an entire batch of romance novels. I just wanted to see if they'd do it.
Oh, but here, what are these maps of?
Larimer looks at it and is just like, I really just wanted to match the symbol, so I didn't think that far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It seems that I legitimately disappointed.
Yeah. Larimer is not incredibly intelligent, and like I said, knows almost nothing about cartography, but is convinced that this ocarina with this symbol on it is somehow linked to an ancient society.
Yeah.
So any maps that bear that symbol, they're hoping will.
Is it a compass rose by half?
It is not.
Okay.
Larimar wouldn't know anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a very short personal quest.
Yeah.
It's like William Shakespeare's signature or something. It's like Volo's signature.
Yeah. So there's hushed conversations coming from, and a 12 it gets you enough. You don't overhear all of it, and at some point they notice, like leaning in, but you understand enough. You hear words like mutiny, running amok, theft, and Ordra seems particularly like, should we be concerned? And Bellet seems annoyed and frustrated at all this, and they seem to depart dissatisfied with the outcome. And she roughly grabs the two bound. She grabs one, and then the water buffalo, who has not been named yet, grabs the other, and they make their way towards the biggest open space they can find, which in this case is right on the edge of where the old druid grove was, near the abandoned temple. It's at the base of the hill where the temple sits on. It looks like they're going there.
What was the name of the owner again?
Ordra. I'll put it in chat.
Ordra.
Yeah.
Ordra. What do they say? Spill the tea.
Oh, something about her problem with her crew a few days ago. Many of them mutinied, and apparently they're all running around here and have attacked others. You see him like hawk up a big mucusy. He's like a gross, sort of like a fish thing. And Ordra is just, she's wants to recruit, and if anyone wants, and she's going to punish those two to let them know that she means no harm to us.
Interesting. All right. I just kind of like nod. And kind of like.
And he basically fills you in on everything. Yeah, something was stolen from her by these mutineers. Mm-hmm. They are it's sort of like all in the back country around here, which is sort of a dry kind of. The benefits of the ocean don't extend very far, usually less than a mile, and they're there. And Ordra is also, as an aside, like, she didn't mention it, but there's been other ships seen. We didn't want to startle anyone.
Are they also pirate ships?
Hers is not the only ship. Right now, I think it's just Myrtle.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it reveals that at least two others have been seen recently.
Suspicious. Why would anyone want to come here?
I don't know.
Besides the tea. Maybe they'll come here for the great tea. All right.
Something was taken, which is why she's here tonight.
I'll get to the bottom of this. See you later.
There's the pirates, Bella and the others have wandered off to this hill. They're it seems like they're maybe setting up camp, doing something. You're not clear. Right now, y'all are currently split. How about Larimer? You're still, I guess, with the coral person, the shelled.
Yeah,
coral.
we're having a great time.
How about Calliope? He seems disappointed, like I said. How about Calliope?
Yeah.
Sucks.
She was only really like worried. Like her experience with pirates are like pirates would show up to perform mock battles for her king.
Sure. Yeah.
Back in the Feywild. So she has like this romantic view, like we might, of pirates. But she still knows they're dangerous, so So now that they're like talking to them, she's still acting like a grandma, but now she's talking to them too.
Yeah.
So she's asking them if there are other pirates or stuff like that. You know, she's
You're talking to which one of them? The shelled, coral-haired individual.
The one that looks most like agreeable to speech.
I mean, they're conversing with Larimer in Aquan.
Okay.
Yeah, but it seems sort of like nothing that I'm sorry, I've not seen any of that symbol before. Let us know if you find a half of a map, and then if Calliope comes over, she's willing to talk to you.
What half of the map?
It's taken from my captain. She desires its return.
Is it a treasure map?
I've never seen it. I think it's rumored to contain the location of something wondrous, but we only have half of it. Now we have none of it. He seems like that's the annoying part of it.
Well, who would take your map?
Cowards, traitors. They
Yeah.
spits.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, if we find it, we'll give it to you. Where do you live?
He points back to the ship.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Even Larimer does like a.
Yeah.
No, there's a pirate cove somewhere, right? Right?
He just didn't even react to
For a school of pirates.
There's no
Did you say-
school.
A school, multiple pirate
A fleet, you mean?
school.
Cruise. Called a crew.
Oh,
Yes. At this point, he's that old familiar. This person wants to leave and doesn't know how to break away.
what happened to your map that you lost or stole?
It was
Where is it?
Stole. I do not know.
Who stole it?
By our traitorous first mate, Gosrish. All of the filthy drylanders he brought with him as our marine complement.
Where did he go?
He left, took all our boats.
Where?
Well.
If I knew, I'd cut his throat.
Larimer's just like, oh,
that's where you notice he's like literally covered in knives, not like stabbed knives. He's got like 8 of them in and around his person.
now Larimer's the one that's like trying to leave the conversation. It's
Yeah.
just like, if I leave now, like, will I die? So it's very like stiff, like Calliope. We should see if there are more. He doesn't know. They don't know Calliope's name.
Yeah.
No.
See if there are more biscuits.
Absolutely, dear. And then Calliope takes the voice again and
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, it looks like y'all are now alone on the docks anyway.
Okay.
This guy just stays in the boat. So there's a crowd gathering. Just people are curious about what's going on with these pirates. It's also late, and
Yeah.
after nothing seems to happen, it really does seem as though they are. They spent a while setting up some kind of camp, and then they at some point, go around and start talking to other people. This would be the time they're sort of setting up in camp.
Okay.
If you guys want to just hang out, do whatever, it's up to you.
Should we regroup and then decide what to do?
Okay. Yeah, I've been spending this entire time authoring, using my priest kit and some of my writing utensils in there. I've been authoring the Battle Hymn of Belet that will probably woo her later. Sing of her great accomplishments.
Yeah.
There are people who are familiar with her in the crowd as well. She's not the most notorious pirates, but she has a reputation, particularly west of here. Yeah, they're very very heroic interpretation there. Otherwise, it seems as though the rumor is, by this point, you all know what the deal is. They are looking for items that have been taken from her, that these items were stolen, and that the thieves are also attacking all that business.
Yeah, part of what I was going to do, I remember now. I was also going to sketch the best I can some caricatures of the blackguards that attacked me, And I also want to show her some of the things that were placed on my personage to see if any of them belong to her, because maybe teeth and scales and odds and ends and nicks and necks belong to her.
Yeah, just you show her a picture of the items.
Well, I'm doing a composite sketch of the people that attacked me, and then I want to show her the items that were placed on me. It's sea garbage, but maybe it's hers.
Sea garbage.
The composite is
Smiley.
close on. Yeah. I don't know.
Calliope asked Weirus, like, do you want me to paint your thoughts? Because, like, your brain remembers.
Yeah, because I was attacked. I was attacked by individuals on my way to town.
Okay. Can I cast a spell on you? Is that okay?
No abilities to this session. No.
Well, she's getting consent. Okay, so she casts Dreamscape on you.
Okay.
Ooh.
Which makes your like deep thoughts, like your subconscious, your dreams, your imagination manifest.
No.
However, you have control over the images, so you can kind of concentrate.
Okay. All right. Keep it PG. Weirus has suppressed a lot of emotions.
Oh no!
Yeah, and I
no.
do it, and we're gonna kind of and like I'm gonna illustrate the individuals that attacked me and see if their likenesses match the members of her crew that escaped. Likewise, if these GF knives and other odds and ends are identifiable to her, and I'll let her know that they came from the people that attacked me.
Yeah. So taking a look at this illusory image that comes up, there's a brief look of just sort of intense kind of just anger from Bellet, and then a big toothy grin kind of comes over her face. Says, "Well, that was very easy," and this other items there, I don't know whose those are. I'm assuming that they're fangs, but this is my map case.
Oh.
And she looks in the dark with the gag and bound up and clearly beat up. One of the people that she has bound is one of the people that accosted Weirus.
Ah.
What did he say to you?
Who's trying to Bellet?
To Weirus. Sorry. Like what that bandit said to him.
What did the bandit say to me?
Yes. Did he say anything?
They mostly said, your money or your life. And I said, this money's for the temple in Old Saltmarsh. And then they said, well, we'll take your life. And I said, nope. And then I drew my blade, and most of them ran like cowards. And they scattered, and they whimpered, and they whined. And then a few of them tasted the steel. But they didn't say much other than, ow, stop stabbing us.
That's very dashing.
Would you like to talk to him? Or can we talk to him?
I'm nervous to talk
Of
with
my
him. We
map
might end up
case?
fighting.
What?
Do you have my map case? He's at this point. Bellet's talking to Weirus. It's like the three of you.
I'll deliver to her whatever I have.
Okay.
This sea garbage can belong to you now. I have no need for material things.
She looks at it.
My heart.
Just the case, please. None of those other items. And if you give her the case, she's quite satisfied.
Well, this is my milestone for the session. I've satisfied Bellet, and I think I'll go celebrate with a biscuit. Gather around.
They're all soggy. Swimming through them all. The lagoon is full of them. Yeah, if you give it to her, she pops the cap right off and pulls out a torn half of a map. Now, from where you're standing, you can't really see a map. You see what appears to be the top half of some, actually, they kind of look like Calliope. Some sort of elven woman. Now, the top half that you see is nude, and it is suggestive. But it's an old drawing, and Bellet is sort of satisfyingly looking at the other side of it, and satisfied, pulls it back up, puts it in this. Actually, she puts it in her vest because the map case is full of water and ruined.
Calliope asked, like, so map is that a map of your lover's body?
What? Oh, no, that's I don't know what that is.
G's marks the spot. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Same.
Welcome, internet.
It is a map to. Well, that's personal. That's what it is.
Yeah, okay. I'll bet it is.
I'm gonna.
It's just Larimer.
Larimer's not. Larimer's like staring at a wall, like at the map. This is TK through and through.
So she's kind of implying she doesn't know who the drawing is of.
Yeah, you ask her again, like that. The drawing of the guy. She's like, I have. It looks like in some. I don't know. This looks like.
Can I see that too?
She's not really sure what it's supposed to be, actually. Certainly, and she's like you. She's in a good mood, right? Mm-hmm. And she takes it out, and there is a map that depicts some island that you're not sure. It appears as though it's part of a larger map that has, you can see like corners of other land masses and things on it. And there is a big X on the lower sort of southwest corner of the island. And all manner of notations and symbols in the like around it. Is it just Myrtle up there and Calliope? Who else is there?
Yeah, Calliope's definitely nosing around.
Okay.
If it's Bellet, I'm kind of lingering near. I'm waiting for the right moment to serenade her with her battle hymn. I even have a small hand accordion to like accompany.
Okay. And where's
Larimer's feeling a little bit bolder and is like reading one of their maps and trying to be like, man, I wish I knew what a map like actually meant, but also like kind of taking like food off of people's tables because they've seen other people take food off and it seems fine.
Sure,
like, taking like plates away, so they just like, as people are clearing away tables, they're just like walking up to like people while they're in the middle of conversations. It's just like, I'll take this, and like takes their plates of food while like reading books and stuff.
It seems as though this Bellet person knows a lot about maps. They're explaining things to Myrtle and as if they're quite knowledgeable about it.
Since you said that, I will say that Larimer is doing all that while making a tighter spiral around Bellet to like not be noticed. I'm an extrovert, so I have no idea how introverts actually act. This is just what I assume introverts do. Is like
You're not far off.
Do you start and then you stop and then come back and then
it's just like a progressively tighter circle around her. It's just pretending to do other things and is just
So when Jim and I first met each other in person, because we're both introverts, we pretended to not see each other, then we walked backwards into each other.
You can't do it.
You're like a dance.
Yeah. You can't acknowledge another living being's presence. You can't look at them. Never look at them.
Okay, so I'm an introvert playing an extrovert.
Yeah.
Is it okay to come up to a pirate captain and ask them if they'll tell a tale of glory and booty?
I'm an introvert and I would do that.
Would an extrovert do that? Is that what you're asking, or?
Yeah, I'm just being generic.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'd like to do.
I mean,
100%.
I feel like I'm an omni. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So yes, Larimer is making their way in their own time over to the cluster, and during this time, Bellet is sort of. It seems legitimately like, oh, this was easily solved. Like, great, wow, we thought we were going to have to kill some people. And they're just sort of explaining, we don't know what any of these symbols mean. This is an island where fabulous riches beyond our wildest imaginations. And you're coming up that she does drop the phrase, it's even rumored that the ancients had part of their civilization there. And she's just going on and on, dropping all these sort of like tidbits and trivia and the like. Is there there's something? Are you and just referring?
Rumor's like
Are you?
chin on her shoulder, like.
Are they with you? Well.
Who did Bellet ask? Of what?
Just the group of you. If Larimer was this person creeping up on you was in fact, do you know them?
Absolutely.
That's our simple friend Larimer.
And that would explain several things. Well, I appreciate the return of my property. I feel I must offer you some sort of compensation for your cooperation and forthrightness. And she, this seems like awkward for her and weird. She's like, you do that, right? Like people, when they voluntarily give you things,
Absolutely.
I can see it's like working through those moral gears. But unfortunately I came equipped for a different sort of outing, and whatever compensation I could give you will have to wait until the morning. I hope that's satisfactory, she says as she sits down.
Yeah, and I think Weirs would speak up and be like, our reward is that justice has been done. And remember, wherever there is injustice, you will find us. Wherever there is suffering, we'll be there.
Larimer will hold up a tiny figurine of like a sea god, but instead of a head, it is just a spiral of like tentacles. And then an ocarina with the same sigil as his head is just like, have you seen either of these before?
She stands up, and it's clear from her reaction that she recognizes them.
That'll do.
Yes. Where did you? Yes. I have seen them before.
Where?
It was a long time ago. The other half of this map has...
Can you take us?
She seems confused and taken aback by that question. Not at the moment. No.
Tomorrow.
Probably not tomorrow. Are any of you? Well, never mind. And she's sort of like, she clearly tell that she's curious about the items that you have as well. Where did you find those?
Unimportant.
And you're just here by coincidence, then?
Yes. As TK glances at the deception modifier. That's a solid question mark on the end of that yes then. So I'm like looking at this deception modifier. I'm like, ew.
And it seems then that we perhaps do have a common interest. And perhaps if there was a bit more spirit of camaraderie and free talk, then we could talk about the sea voyage accompaniment. And she's got the Minotaur has built a not large fire, but it's giving off some heat and smoke and like, join us by the fire.
Larimer is like glancing at the rest of them like, this seems good. This is the most positive conversation I've had all week.
Absolutely.
A person is still here.
Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm conversating.
Yeah.
Lamar like straightens their shoulders and
So proud.
yeah, did it.
Anybody else?
Oh, I mean, I'm tailing Larimer, seeing what they get up to at this point.
I have to look for Myrtle for approval.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll join you by the fire, yes.
I
Yeah.
scamper and follow Bellet.
There's so you turn around the fire. There's as night settles in over old Saltmarsh, there's other similar sort of lights that pop up. Some of them magical, some of them natural. Those who are off to bed swim to their abodes, and those who are more nocturnal, mostly several of the other crab people around are sort of night people. They scuttle up out of the water. But the fish tenders begin their routine, and the whole place just has a slow, doesn't matter what time it is, what's going on, it just has its own quiet rhythm. And Bellet, in a good mood at having recovered her property so easily and serendipitously come upon perhaps another clue in what she seeks, seems to be in a good mood and is willing to talk for a while. And just like kicks back against a rock and just lays out on this low hill where they put their fire. If you like, if you have any questions, we can play that out, or otherwise we can fast forward if you like.
Myrtle will just hand out biscuits to everybody, like a little baggie of biscuits. Just, relax, hang out.
Calliope is gradually losing her costume.
Yeah.
Like she's sitting on the campfire and like she stretches out her legs and they're just like elf legs, Eldrin legs.
Yeah.
So she does it. She's becoming familiar with you guys and also a pirate. So who knows if this is safe?
Right. So like for one, most people don't wear mini clothes, and those who are not like uplifted fish people, but who have like more mammalian parts of their hibernus, even they don't really wear clothes. In fact, Larimer is one of the few around here who is wearing clothes, and the only one of the ones who you have seen wearing clothes are other Ganassi. Other than that, most people have belts, webbing, things to carry stuff in, but they're not covering themselves up.
Some people don't like showing their genitals. That's what I found out.
I will say that Larimer looks as though they got their clothes from like a shipwreck, like from the Titanic. It's very confusing compared to the rest of the Genasi that you may have seen.
Yeah, it's a very different style.
I'm preparing to. I think now, if we're at the fire and everyone's gathered around, I'm going to perform the battle hymn of Blessed Bellet on the accordion and sing my high tenor voice, like the skald that I am.
Nice. Go for that tenor. Yeah.
Yes.
Got a pin. I will give you accompaniment if you allow it.
That pan fluting you did earlier, that was an audition, but I'm willing to give you a second shot. Don't botch this for me. We'll have to break up the band in front of everyone.
Maybe in the meantime, because she did so bad last time, maybe she cast mending on her pipe flute, so it's a little better.
Okay.
So we can excuse. If I roll bad, we can say it's not better, but if I roll good, it's better.
Well, I got a 22. Don't botch this for me.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Hey, son, I got a 21.
Yes! We're like the Simon and Garfunkel of
Hell yeah.
Middle Earth, or the land between two rivers.
Calliope is the best wingman.
Yeah. No, there's dancing, there's laughing, there's all kinds of the Minotaur just sits there and watches the others, but Bellet does not miss the opportunity to have a bit of fun and enjoy herself late into the night. 22, 21, just written about herself.
Good songs. Yeah.
Once she's like, at some point she seems like, once she's like drunk and the rum has come out and all the other stuff, that's when she sort of like sloppily asks Wyrus, have you ever felt like being first mate? Looking for a new one.
It is, I have, but it is the decision to be made by my liege, my lady, Myrtle Strunk.
Oh, is that the jelly or the
crab?
Oh, yeah.
Fair.
The biscuit.
Her question.
Can we hear this?
I mean, if y'all are still up, he's just sort of like off to the side. I mean, there's only like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, I look at it this way, and I hate to describe it like this. Whatever Myrtle says, I will do. And if I want to do something, I'll look at Myrtle for permission. Myrtle is essentially Wyrus's madam. No.
Yeah.
Just, yes.
I love it.
Oh my god.
You're pimping out paladins. Look, you want a divine smite, it's going to cost you.
Oh, nice.
Well, if I were to hear that conversation and you would like look at me,
I would never hide anything from you.
Yeah. Kid, do whatever you want. I don't care.
I'm a first mate. If you'll have me.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes. You don't happen to cook as well, do you? I lost the cook as well.
I have a knowledge of such things, though my cuisine is an acquired taste, for I am from a very faraway land.
Well, I eat the things that come out of that water, so.
As do we all.
And you've seen it. She's stayed well away from the water during this entire time. Hasn't gone. Has never gone any more than closer to it than she has to. She seems entirely serious about it. And after you accept, there's a whole this, that, and the other. As the song and drinking and the like continue. You guys can stay. You can sleep wherever you like. There's places to sleep in the more like communal buildings that are around here.
Mm-hmm. One thing. So Calliope's drunk and polishing Myrtle's shell. But she speaks up and is like, "Has anyone seen anyone running around with an otter pelt? I'm missing one."
I hold up a rabbit pelt and shake my head. This is kind of like Wesley in The Princess Bride. No, I don't have 6 fingers on my right hand. It's like, no, I got this pelt, but I don't got yours.
Well, that's a nice pelt, but no.
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you guys know what an otter is?
Water sausage.
Yeah, it's a water sausage. Yeah.
They have. You mean the giant ones that sneak aboard and take you in the night?
I don't even believe they exist.
No. Okay, never mind.
Otters of unusual sizes?
Yes. Yeah. She describes an otter that's about 9 feet long and apparently sneaks aboard ships and takes sleeping sailors.
That is beyond all credulity.
That's
y'all know that's a pretty common. Like, you're familiar with what she's describing. If you're from around here, you're familiar.
I'm not.
Oh no, I guess Myrtle's the only one from around here right now.
Otters are notoriously aggressive, by the way. So
yeah, she's describing. Yeah. Oh yeah, those kinds of otters. Sure.
Well, no, like a smaller one, like my size. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I want to go on a ship voyage too, but I mean, I really need to find that pelt.
Hey, I've recently found myself without a complement of Marines and choose people to protect the ship as well as assist me in my own endeavors. I'd be willing to accommodation, share of any booty. She seems pretty deep in her cups right now.
I can give you booty. So yeah,
we would love to come.
Excellent. She was basically. She's like, I assumed that you were coming. I don't know why I'm adopting such a deep voice for Bella, but I am. She's also
drunk. It's rough.
Well, she's drunk, and she's also like 6'4" and solid muscle.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, that does sound like a 9.
She's graceful, strong, witty, and intelligent.
Okay.
Listen, you guys were like Bella, the Pirate Queen.
Yeah, we gotta hurry up. We gotta shoot our shot before she meets Conan.
Yeah.
Who's gonna go first? Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, you do that. I'm gonna hook up with Pirate Queen. You do it.
But yeah, she replies to Larimer as if it was a non-question that you would be accompanying. You have the symbols. You have to come. There's no choice in the matter.
Larimer is like very excited about that. TK is less excited now that you said that out loud. But Larimer says, I do have to come.
You simply have to come.
I simply have to.
Yeah. Josh.
Hey guys, Myrtle. Larimer.
What?
Where's?
Yes, my child.
Before we go, can you guys find my pelt for me?
Where'd you lose it?
Somebody
Right
stole
now?
it. Yeah, but no. I mean, later. But soon, before we leave. Like, now, okay, now. We can sleep on the boat.
When'd
Calliope,
you lose it?
Well, I was having a bit of a picnic and a lay me down and with my friend, and
Mhm.
somebody took it, and then I asked a woodpecker, and they described the creature, and I found them and I chased them, and then it gets blurry, and now I'm here. So I'm pretty sure they would come here.
How does this creature look like?
The Calliope actually has a hard time describing it. Josh doesn't know, but Calliope also kind of doesn't know what to think about it.
They're bipedal.
Okay, bipedal.
You know that much about them. They do not go about barefoot. They wear something on their feet.
Okay, so you, Jim, you know who it is?
The person that stole your otter? Yeah, of course.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, so she describes what she knows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about what you were able to discern. That's sort of where you were able to pick up the tracks.
Yeah, I mean, I can grow a new one, but it takes like a year, and I really want to bite into a fresh fish with my big teeth.
Well, we'll do our best.
Okay.
it will always be the last place we look.
Yeah.
All right.
I think unless there's anything more that y'all want to do at this point, it's kind of a good place to kind of sort of close. It gives us a chance to sort of launch off with a place on the ship tomorrow. Is there anything that y'all would like to do before we wrap up the session, though?
Not on my end.
No, I think this is a good place to stop before we get too far for Octavia to come in.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another.
Still want to introduce
Yeah.
Lindy.
After
Octavia.
everyone,
Ophelia?
I've been referring to.
Where is it? Who? Where?
Lindy. I don't think Lindy had
Yeah.
decided her character name yet. It's
Okay.
Between one or two names.
After everyone tucks in for the night, Weirus would check the shrine to see if the money's been collected by the money god.
No, the money's still there.
My offering has not been accepted. I'll have to bring more and more money to this spot.
Yeah.
And, so I'm going to go to sleep.
Got
I
two
hear he
orders.
likes Oreos, so it's stupid.
So let's, as Weirus makes a nighttime trek to a derelict temple to a forgotten sea god. The moon hangs huge and low in the sky, and the polychromatic waters of the Bay of Iridescent light up. We will join to see next week what happens with signing on to a pirate crew and figuring out perhaps where this otter skin is and all other sort of shenanigans.
Yeah.
We make our way to Hot Springs Island.
Woo.
That's pretty fun. I like that. That's great. I first sessions are always a bit nerve-wracking. So like, how do you get it off the ground? But I like the chill sort of establishing the feel of a place.
I think we did pretty good.
Yeah,
as far as first episodes.
Absolutely, certainly.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you guys coming out tonight and hanging out with us as we explore new parts of this bizarre world and the characters that inhabit it. Let's go around and see how everybody's doing, anything they're up to, and where we can find you. Anna, you were not here. We missed you earlier, so why don't you kick us off?
Oh, sure. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I thought we were seeing Queen. Hello.
Killer
I had a great time. I think our characters are gonna be pretty awesome together. Like, I already love this dynamic, like as human beings. But like the characters are like, ooh, we're crushing it. Just saying. But I'm excited to see like if this grandma crab really does kick ass or not.
Yeah.
Only time will tell. We'll see.
I think so.
Yeah.
I look at Grandma Crab.
Me too. Thanks for making her for me.
It was a whim, but I thought when I made it, okay, this is Anna. I think she'll like this.
Yeah, a crab, and I was like, Grandma.
Grandma Crab. Yeah, you added the grandma, and that makes it.
I don't know. I just thought it'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys can find me on the interwebs on Twitch as Cyborg Pizza or on Twitter as Photo. I do stuff. I just hang out with dogs mostly.
There you go. That sounds like the life. Excellent. And Josh.
My name is Josh, and I had a fun time, and I can't wait for Calliope to continue exploring and being. I've got to tap into my inner fairy. I have to leave my conservative self behind and just like go wild. Yeah. So I'm gonna. Jim, you know what I need, Jim? I need some magic tables, or not magic tables, but some random tables for like random stories, random tricks.
There's all kinds.
I'll
Google search away.
Yeah.
Lee's list.
Anyway, my handle's Beard for Charity. That's Beard numeral 4 Charity. Find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. I'm mostly active on those two. I'm an artist. Love making art. I post it when I get around to feeling okay about publishing it. And yeah, that's me.
Excellent. There you go. TK.
It's me. It's TK, and also Larimer. It's fun. This is strange for me to make a character who, for some reason, insists on speaking to people only when it suits them. Because typically, I make characters that are faces. In a weird way, this is both the same character as Icky and the opposite character as Icky, in that they are passive and introverted. And they don't know what they're doing here. They're kind of just happy to be here. Mm-hmm. It's all the fun of a character who really thinks that they have a grand destiny and wants to go on an adventure and recognizes that they need other people to do it, but also doesn't want to be around other people. It's just like, okay, well, if you could just
it's that whole talking
be over there. It's like, I'll be here. I think if I had definitely been born with like the same proportions as Larimer, we would have been the same teenager, except I was an asshole. All right. You should read them on my website, tkjreds.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. This Saturday, I have a charity stream coming up on the D&D Twitch channel. It's for takethis.org, and we will be running through Gardens of Fog, which is an adventure that they will be releasing soon about confronting mental health issues like depression and anxiety with compassion. So we will be having an adventure that will be with the regular Tales from the Mist crew, and then afterwards we will have a cool down and aftercare session with Dr. Megan Connell. So that'll be fun.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a really good time, and I look forward to seeing everybody over there. Twitch stream is the D&D channel. It's just twitch.com/D&D, and then we'll be doing that at 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. So for us more on the East Coast, that is 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central.
There we go.
It'll be great. Be a good time. I did math in my head.
Crushed it.
Impressed.
I fucking did it.
There you go.
Bye.
So there. Thank you, TK. And Grant.
Speaking of asshole teenagers. Hi everyone, my name is Grant Ellis. I'm an independent content creator for tabletop role-playing games. You can buy some of the books I've worked on from 2C Gaming, Jay Stevens Games, and Monty Cook Games. I was a contributing author on the Essence of Invisible Sun book that's coming out soon, as well as the TPK Bestiary and the TPK Handbook Volume 2. I'm the producer here of WebDM's Twitch channels, bringing you shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays. In July, we have a new show starting on Wednesdays that is paid for by my Patreon, patreon.com/GrantREllis. That Patreon is used to pay the cast. I'm not a member of this show. I'm simply sitting back and producing and letting players run wild. Jim will play. Jordan Shively, Dread Singles from Twitter, will play. Sharang Biswas, the award-winning independent game designer, will be the game master. We'll also have Mackenzie DeArmas, Yutsai Su, and many other players. Shauna Nakasone will also be playing in Blades in the Dark, a game by Evil Hat Productions. I'm also the tabletop event director of Gex Convention, which is a convention in Northern Virginia with about 3,000 attendees. It is an esports / tabletop RPG event. If you like playing D&D and you like watching people on shows like this, be it Lindy, myself, Castle Mac crew, etc., Legends of Adventures, we're all running the games. So if you want to play a game of Dungeons & Dragons at that convention, it's free to play the games. With anyone that's attending the event, check out their site at gexconvention.com.
Excellent. And I am, of course, Jim Davis, one half of WebDM, co-host and creative director. We have got videos up on YouTube about D&D, tabletop RPGs, all kinds of stuff. And, of course, we are here on Twitch doing our usual games. And I'm really looking forward to that Blades in the Dark game, just because I've heard it has a lot in common with, like, the Dishonored video games, or a lot of like the similar themes there, so I'm excited about that. But appreciate it. Like I said, appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with us while we do some set up an aquatic adventure, and hopefully we will be riding the waves and plunging beneath them very soon. So stop by and see us next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.